I was really slacking during the month of April, so here's me catching up on a bunch of reviews I missed.
I'd like to buy an ad.
And what's this an ad for?
I'd like to offer $30,000 to the first person that can show me definitive proof of life after death.
We Go On is directed by Andy Mitton and Jesse Holland, and it stars Clark Freeman and Annette O'Toole. And it tells the story of a guy who has 1,000,001 fears, and he offers $30,000 to the first person who can prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that there is life after death. That's a really interesting concept, and I don't know. I was curious about this movie because A, it's a Shudder exclusive. I love me some Shudder. It's a great service. You should all subscribe to it because it's $4 a month and you get 1,000,000 horror movies. It's crazy. Shudder didn't pay me to say that, although that would be nice. Like I said, I was curious about this movie, but I also had fairly low expectations because Andy Mitton and Jesse Holland also directed a film that I saw that really disappointed me called Yellow Brick Road, which had a brilliant premise and then 3/4 of the way through the movie completely shit the bed. And so I was sort of expecting something like that from this movie because this film also started off very promising and I was just watching it the whole way through expecting something to go wrong, and it didn't. It went the whole way through and I was fairly impressed with it. Is it the best movie in the world? No. Is it going to be a sleeper hit? Probably not, but it's really well acted. It tells a really incredible, deep, resonant story, and I liked it. So with that being said, I'm going to, take a quick little dive in and discuss the film and what it did right and what it didn't do right. This film shines the most when it comes to its story, because this film tells a story that is, like I said, very emotional and very resonant, and something that I think everybody can relate to. Everyone on some level is afraid of dying, and this movie tackles it from both perspectives. It tackles it from the perspective of somebody who wants there to be an afterlife, and tackles it from the perspective of somebody who doesn't because they think that life is painful enough and for it to go on forever is too much. So I liked that, and I liked the differing opinions and differing points of view between Miles and his mother, especially when it comes to, the subject of his dead father and her dead husband. This film explores fear of death and grief and a lot of different painful subjects in a way that is emotionally moving, actually, I would say. And then, of course, you get to the more horrifying aspects of it when Miles starts encountering a real-life ghost who then latches onto him and starts following him everywhere. Again, this movie did a lot of things that I did not predict. I really did not anticipate a lot of the directions this movie went. And there were several points when the movie took a sharp turn and I didn't see it going in that direction, and I was pleasantly surprised when it did. If there's one thing I love, it's a film I can't predict beginning to end, and this was one of those movies for sure. There's a specific bit at the end that I won't spoil in case you do want to watch it that really, it blew my mind, and I was not expecting it at all. When it comes to the horror, this film is really effective at times. There's some stuff in here that's genuinely creepy, and Mitton and Holland know how to build a sense of tension throughout a scene. Unfortunately, that tension does not carry throughout the whole movie. A part of that is due to an overabundance of jump scares, because there are a lot of those in this movie, and it gets annoying real quick, and I was not a fan of that at all. It really got on my nerves after the first 2 or 3. None of them are technically false scares, but they're overused nonetheless, and it really is just annoying, especially when at times it feels like it's more of just a means of grabbing your attention in case you might be slipping away a bit. Also, there were a couple of moments in this film regarding character motivation that I didn't really buy. Without giving too much away, I did not really believe it when a certain character was willing to murder somebody in order to save another character. It really just felt like, holy shit, that went to like 0 to 11 real quick, and I didn't really appreciate that. All in all, though, like I said, I did enjoy this movie. It is not bad by any means. It's got a couple of issues, and those issues do take you out of it a bit, but at its core, it really is more substance over style, and this is one of those rare instances where, even though the directing and the editing is nothing particularly special, save for a few scenes, The story is very, very good, and it is enough to keep you wholly invested throughout the whole film, and I really appreciated that. And I'm going to say that We Go On is totally solid. It's got a nice emotional resonance to it. It's really well acted. It's competently directed. And it's wildly unpredictable, and I really appreciate that. And so, I mean, I'm going to say, you know, if you have Shudder, or if you want to check it out and risk blind buying it on Blu-ray, check it out. It's pretty cool. I think you'll like it. I think a lot of people will dig this movie. It's not for everybody. It's got some issues, but I enjoyed it. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and you know, you can click down there and like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me what you thought of We Go On. Tell me what you thought of Yellow Brick Road, because I really want to discuss that movie with people. I'll review it eventually. Thanks, guys.
You're starting to believe me.
I believe you.